it's not about naively embracing just what is said there, or denying, or just doubting why, or having our imagine a realized being shouldn't get cancer, or if a realized being gets cancer, that what does it mean? Who cares? Who am I? That is the question. Remember that presence. And in that you realize that life flows. And that presence doesn't contradict the flow of life. But even such an answer will be limiting, because we are not supposed to give explanations to each and every doubt of our mind. Oh, you know, actually self-realization can happen even when somebody has cancer. Ah, yes, I get it. Now I know. Ah, yes, it's true. I didn't know. Oh, it's not about this. It's not about this kind of understanding on this level of relativity. You realize that everything is about something else. And we may lose that when we just focus on, oh, if somebody is spiritual, should be like this or should be like that, only with our projections. And when we don't have such projections, then it's freedom. You realize the relativity, as George Bernard Shaw had a very funny quote. He said, the fact that a believer, the positive thinking approach, man of this reactive yes, basically, the fact of that a believer is happier than a skeptic, so the man of reactive no. So again, the fact that a believer is happier than a skeptic is no more to the point that the fact that a drunken man is happier than a sober one. So it's not about this. It's not about this. It's not about positive thinking versus negative thinking, or yes, it's good to develop a positive attitude towards life, but not out of reactivity, but out of this trust and this flow of the heart, not just because this is good or healthy or so on. Otherwise, the practice becomes somehow greedy. It's a greediness. And I saw this greediness in many people. No? The practice is selfish and greedy. And when it is so, sooner or later we become disappointed. And doubts will continue to come because we lack this humbleness. We lack the heart. We lack the center. And we learn. We learn from all these disappointments. We learn to come back to the center. Because again and again, it's not that you lost your train. It's not that there is something that is wrong. You come back. You learn and you come back. Again and again. The center. Recently, while Dalai Lama was giving an initiation on Avalokiteshvara, which is the bodhisattva who embodies the compassion of all Buddhas. While speaking about entering that space of a mandala, a sacred space filled with deities and a sacred realm. So speaking about this work of tantric imagination, of going into that sacred realm, he stopped and took some time to drink his tea. And then he even emphasized this with a remark for the doubting mind, saying something like, I am speaking about these sacred subtle realms, but look, I am attached to drinking this cup of tea. But in reality, this was such a beautiful way of expressing this naturalness, this beautiful integration of samsara and nirvana together, the phenomenal world and the freedom of being together. It's not about denying the world. It's not about denying that cup of tea while you are embracing the mandala of the deities of Avalokiteshvara.